Battery 40%.
All right. Hello everyone, and welcome to stream. I'm so tired. Hello. Oh no, I closed OBS. Oh, we're good. I didn't close it, I minimized it. All right. Hello everybody. Hello, how are we doing today? Hello everyone. Hi. How are we doing? How's the vibe today? How's the vibe on this 9 days before Christmas? So cozy. It is a burrito of EP. I am okay. I woke up a little late today and I feel bad, but I was like, I woke up later than I should have, and I was like, oh no. I was on time for my classes, but I was like stumbling to get out of bed. Don't remind me, yeah. 9 days before the holidays, woo! Hanukkah break is over and we're back to school until Purim. Nice. I am an individual who celebrates Christmas. So for those who celebrate Christmas, hey, 9 days. And happy Hanukkah to those who celebrated Hanukkah. Hanukkah stuff with my family today. Happy Hanukkah. Hope you had fun. The vibe for me is nice. Epic. I was up all night reading a new book. That's what I want to do come the new year. I want to start reading before bed. I want to start reading again because I miss reading so much. I loved reading as a kid. New Year's just around the corner. It's like 15 days until 16 days until the new year. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome in today. As the stream title says, it is how to draw waterfalls. I will say, I had no clue how to teach this lesson. So thank you to our lovely Reimagined who's in chat right now. Because Kevin told me that apparently they have a tutorial. So epically, I decided to nab a bit of that. But thank you, Reimagined, for the material today. Very, very helpful. Because water is one of my least favorite things to teach. So thank you on that front. Because I agree with what you have said. I will add upon it. But it will be a very short sort of lesson-y portion for today. It's used for y'all. Yeah, thank you. I know how to draw a waterfall. I don't know how to explain drawing a waterfall, so thank you for kind of putting that out there. But yes, thank you all. Everybody say thank you to Reimagined. But before I've set up everything except for this apparently. Before we get into stream, we all know the drill. Because if you didn't know, our art community is filled with tons of art nerds, and we art nerds have to stick together. So if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check out the links to our social media in the description below. Oops, wrong one. In the description below, and check out our website for our class offerings, where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors. Because we're not just a YouTube channel, we are an art school too. So if you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like emotes and sub badges, or supporting us on Patreon for as little as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like my working files, critique sessions, class recordings, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots. So be sure to check those out before they are gone. Vibes. It's texture, so it's tricky to figure out. I kind of get it. I'm like, I think that water is just like a really weird thing to teach, and it's like waterfalls, I think they have a couple of principles that you pointed out really well, but we're going to be going over that. I messed up with that one. That one wasn't as perfect as the other ones usually are. SMH. It's okay. But again, before we get into the actual art of today, we have the submissions. It's art submissions time. Just due to how the next couple of weeks are going to be going, we have no streams for the next couple of weeks until the New Year's. I believe this is the final stream of the year. Final stream of mine of the year. Final Saturday stream. I believe tomorrow will be the final stream of the year, period. And then we will be coming back come the new year. So this, unfortunately, is one of the final times for the submission period of this subject specifically. But again, I believe it's Iggy will be streaming tomorrow. So if you'd still like to submit, !Discord, submit your stuff for amazing architecture. This is Architecture Month. But this first one is by Colfer. Excellent work. I honestly, I have a really soft spot for kind of messy looking styles. There's something kind of traditional about it. I love I just saw The Boy and the Heron, so this kind of like ornamental, like almost castle-like area is really reminiscent of it. I'm a really big fan. I love the moodiness of this atmosphere. I love the almost like, oh, it's not, I think it's like Rococo. I love the almost Rococo feeling of the ceilings. I love the winding staircase. I love all the little details. This jester in a castle. Really big fan. Very, very well done. Thank you so much for submitting. This next piece is by Draw Fox. I love this really simple kind of cabin in a tree. I'm a huge lover of tree houses, like the modern tree house. I keep on like seeing like treehouse Airbnbs pop up on Instagram, and I'm like, I feel like I need to stay at like all of these. So this is really reminiscent of that. Well done. I love the geometricness of it. I love isometric artwork. I'm a sucker for those. I love the feeling of these. I think they're just so cozy. It's like modern, but it's still cozy. It's almost Japandi in the way that it looks. Artist in chat. Hello, Droll Fox. Oh, I've shown off your work before, but you're a great artist. But yes, this is a great piece. Thank you so much for submitting. Next piece is by Gonzalo. Thank you for putting your handle and your name on the piece, so I don't have to put it on there manually. But Gonzalo, this is a beautiful one. Very surprised. I was like, oh, all right. this is vibes. Based on what looks like a Minecraft house. This is beautiful. I love the various shapes. I love the line work. I love the color choice. Beautiful job. The textures really coming through the line work, and like I love the variety of the house, like the tiles on the top of the house. I love the variety of the wood, and I love the brick texture. You've done a really good job simplifying down a lot of these like intrinsic textures. Well done. Very shaped. Yes. great term to use. It's very shaped. I'm being serious. That's a great way to explain it. It's very shaped. It's very fun. It's very playful. Really well done. Thank you so much for submitting. And then this final one, last but not least, is by our lovely Marcy. Marcy's not here, but everybody say thank you to Marcy. Marcy's our lovely video editor. This cozy little room. Gamer's room. Yeah, this is like a cozy little gamer's room. I love the posters. I can see the DDLC poster on the wall. I love the stickers, what do you call it? The glow in the dark stars. I want to put glow in the dark stars on my ceiling, but I have glow in the dark stars like on some of my doors instead. Yes, beautiful. I love all the little details. The more that you look at it, the more you can find. But yes. Excellent work. Excellent work. Thank you so much, everybody who submitted. Marcy and Colfer and Droll Fox and Gonzalo. Thank you also so much for submitting for this week. Again, I am the second last. Iggy will be the last tomorrow. If you would like to submit your own architecture for a chance to be shown on the beginning of stream, you're gonna have to submit !Discord. Join the Discord, talk with other art nerds, talk with us if you're a member, and share your work amongst everybody. Again, tomorrow will be the final day to submit for architecture, and then we will have a new theme come the new year. Okie dokie. Let's see here. Okay. Waterfalls time. Just a moment while I open this. Okay. This isn't gonna be too long. I don't expect me to take too long with the actual lesson-y portion. There isn't too much to teach in my opinion. This month's theme was really difficult. I personally very much enjoy architecture. So I'm I think a difficult theme was in order. Straight lines, yeah, man. Click, hold shift. Photoshop can do that. I don't know any other program that does that. If I click and hold and it automatically snaps to 90 degrees. But I can do this to do straight lines in other directions. It's a bit different depending on the... Yeah, one of my favorite Photoshop features. I want any other program to steal this. This and, like, snapping to the center. Like, if I just, like, do this... Like, there's, like, center snapping that happens, too. If it'll actually do it. Like, there's center snapping that happens. There's, like, specific, like, points of rotation. Like, if I do this. I do this. And then I, like, take the point and I change it. It changes the points, the axis on which it rotates. I'm like, there are so many things. I'm like, please, please steal these functions. Anyway. Straight line thingy works. Yeah, like, you can hold shift and then you can, like, draw a straight line. But it's like, if we hold shift, it automatically snaps to 90 degrees. Like, I don't think CSP does that. Yeah, Procreate can't do that either. And then also on Photoshop, if I go to my layers, if I create a bajillion and one layers, if I select them all and then click the folder file, it automatically puts them all in the folder. That's another, like, little, like, quality of life thing I wish that CSP did, because I have to I have to create the folder and then click and drag them all in. I'm like, no. What if I just want to create a bunch of things first, select, and then I just do that? Like, it's a lot faster. Procreate does that? Okay. I'm glad that Procreate does that. Ow. Photoshop. Alright, waterfalls. Photoshop is the only Adobe product that I'm, like, okay with. Right, water flows around obstacles, right? I don't think I need to say it, but I'm saying it anyway. Water flows around obstacles, right? It's like, if there's a rock in the way of the water's gonna shimmy on right around that, right? So it's probably better for you to draw the entire background first, and then that allows you to plan for said obstacles in the way in which, like, you don't have to worry about your waterfall, like, you know... It's like, if you draw the waterfall first and then you draw the rock around it, you're like, wait, okay, hang on. I don't know where this is flowing. So, it's probably best if you draw all the rocks first. So maybe we've got a little cliff face here or something. I'm really bad at drawing rocks. Just, like, it's one of the things that I cannot draw to save my life. But let's pretend that we've got kind of a cliff face going on here. Right? If we've got all this going on, we go, okay, well, the water's going to be coming from here. So let's plan out where that's going to go. And we know, okay, well, there's this cliff in the way, there's another cliff down here in the way, so the water's gonna go around that. Oh my god, you are running at 3 seconds. You're running so slow right now. It's because I know. It's because I taught 2 different classes in you and you don't like that. So then from that sort of planning, then we can think about putting in our actual water and having it flow around the rock itself, right? And it's still gonna hit this rock, right? But now we know that the water's gonna kind of flow around it regardless. So now we have an idea of where that water is going to flow by comparison to before. Yeah, Photoshop does not like it when it has multiple things to do in one day. Yeah. It's very true. Right, so waterfalls look best with more flow variety. Right, flow variety, right? It's like, it's better if you have multiple streams than just the one. Right, creating obstacles or multiple paths gives a more natural feel, right? More often than not, you won't see a waterfall that is just like single path like this, right? If we've got like a cliff, maybe. Say we just draw in our cliff here. I know, you don't like that I'm trying to move things. When time comes to actually draw the waterfall, by the way, I'm probably going to close Photoshop and reopen it. Just to let it run smoothly again. Let's say we've got the pool of water down here. Right? If you just have one waterfall coming down like this, this is fine. Right? It's okay, especially if it's just kind of like really tall in the air and like there's not that many obstacles. Right? Yeah, like this is fine. Right? This isn't bad. It's not wrong. It's just you could probably do better. So let's pretend that there's more obstacles. Not pretend. Let's give it more obstacles. Let's give it more pathways. So let's say now there are rocks in the way and it's creating multiple pathways, or maybe there's another area with like less water flowing down. Oh my god, less water flowing down. Maybe there's, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe there's some rock here. Maybe there's a weaker one right here. Right, and this gives us a bit more variety in the way that the waterfall looks. Just like terraforming in New Horizons. So true. I haven't played New Horizons in so long. But yes, it gives us a bit more interest. It gives us more variety. It gives us a little bit more of a natural feeling. Right? Drawing water is not easy. No, definitely not. I have a very stylized way of drawing water. I don't tend to make it very realistic, just because of the way that I illustrate. But creating obstacles and multiple paths gives us more natural feel. Right? So water itself changes based on the speed of movement and the turmoil that is added. My handwriting sucks today. I'm so sorry. I just, like, finally looked up and looked at the letters I'm like, writing. I hope people can read this. This is, like, chicken scratch. I'm so sorry. Marcy? Marcy's in chat? Where? Oh, there she is! Marcy! Oh my god. Yes, please get some rest, Marcy. Why did you have to go at 3 a.m.? That's crazy. But hopefully you get some good rest. Have a good one. And thank you. But yes, water itself changes based on the speed of movement and the turmoil that is applied, right? Think of the difference between whitewater rapids versus a lazy river, right? You hear both terms, right? Whitewater rapids, you think of somebody in like a yellow boat. Specifically yellow for me, I don't know why. But you think of a boat and like you see like 5 people in them and they're frantically trying to get down this river that like the water is white. It is crazy. It is frantic. People are trying to survive in these harsh conditions, right? Versus a lazy river, right? Maybe you think of a water park, maybe you think of like a river and like a forest, right? And people are just kind of floating along on their backs. Nothing's really happening. They're just kind of, or they're sitting in an inner tube if they're in a lazy river at a water park, right? It's just, everybody's just kind of calmly floating down, right? I have to go to church every day at 3 to 4 a.m. until Christmas Day. Goodness! Good God. All right, well, good luck. Good luck, my friend. I hope you survive. But yes, the slower that the water moves, there is less turmoil. There's less disturbance in the water. Therefore, there are less bubbles. The water will be clearer. Also think about when you turn on your faucet. If you turn on the faucet, generally, when the water moves that fast, it creates like, it's like white. It looks like it's white coming out of the faucet, right? By comparison to a hose, which is a much slower stream, when you don't have a nozzle attached and it just comes out of the hose itself, that water is clear, right? Because there's less turmoil happening. By comparison to fast-moving water with a lot of disturbances, this is white water. This water becomes like opaque because of the bubbles that are created from the turmoil that happens with that movement, right? So if you have a waterfall that is like from a high vantage point, right? Let's say you've got a waterfall that is super high up, right? You've got a lake below. Let's give some trees. There's like a lake down here. A couple of other cliff faces, right? And then you have like the water coming down. First of all, you're gonna have a puff of steam at the bottom because of that water hitting the bottom, right? You're gonna have like a lot of that steam, a lot of that vapor popping up because of that like huge amount of water that's coming down. And because of like how big and how intense this water is going to be. Right, maybe we're gonna have like these. Not brown. We'll have like that. Yeah. We'll have these like rocky cliff faces kind of coming down here. We'll pretend this coloring is like okay. And then this water is going to be like white. It's gonna be like thick and opaque. It's not gonna be... Or maybe it's not super white up at the top. It might be a different murkier color, but it will still be, you know, like certainly not pure. It will not be clear, right? It might not be as like white as this, right? It probably actually won't be this white. Hang on. It'll probably be more like this near the top. Yeah, the more the water falls, the more that kind of turmoil happens, and it creates like that disturbance, right? It turns opaque, right? That water is not going to be clear if it is disturbed this much. Right? By comparison to if we have just a tiny little... Perhaps just a tiny little hill. Perhaps it's just a little pond. This is like grass. Right, and then maybe we just have like a couple of streams coming down. There probably won't be much disturbance on the bottom of that water either because it's nice and gently coming down as well. It's not going to be crazy coming down into the actual pond of water itself. Alright, so again, we have like these rocks going on here. And maybe the water creates a sort of like greenish color when it comes down to the actual like section here, but along this little rock face, right, it probably won't. It'll probably just stay perfectly clear. We just need to add the reflections of the water. And you're pretty solid. You notice how simple that I'm coloring this in as well? You notice how simple the water looks, and it's like not, and you can still read it as water. Right? You really don't need anything crazy when it comes to water, in my opinion. Like, I think, like, you can just keep it nice and simple, and, like, you are, as long as people can read it as water, you've done a good job. Right? So water with a lot of turmoil versus water with, like, no turmoil, right? You can tell the difference. There's, like, more going on with the water with more turmoil, right? It's not as clear. It's, like, not clear. There's water vapor going on. Stuff like that, right? By comparison to this little stream, right? Not as much disturbance. It's clear. You can see through it, right? The faster it moves, the more disturbance there is, the more opaque it is going to appear. Okay. Did they say Frozen too? Am I supposed to teach about frozen waterfalls? I think I'm supposed to teach about frozen waterfalls as well. Yeah, okay. All good. No worries at all. That's why I'm good at teaching off the top of my head. What have you missed so far? Maybe like 2/3 of the lesson, I would say. Like, we're on our last third right now. Right, so waterfalls tend to freeze in layers, not all at once, right? So when we have a waterfall that is frozen, right, they don't tend to freeze all at once, right? You see, like, the cartoonish frozen waterfall where it's, like, you know, we have, like, the cliff face, and then the waterfall's like this, and it has, like, icicles like that, right? And they're like, oh, frozen, and it's like, that's not really what happens. More often than not, when we have a waterfall, like, kind of like water itself, like, you know how when you're skating on an ice rink and it's, like, on an actual lake, the top of the lake is frozen, but the bottom is not, right? It's not like it freezes solid. It will freeze in layers. So if we have, like, a waterfall, right, we might have the top solid bit, like the river up top, or the section up top that is, like, all covered in water. That might all be frozen, and then there might be, like, a cap, like this, that's frozen. But then due to the movement, there probably will still be water moving here, and a section of ice where it still kind of flows in like that, right? That is more likely what is going to happen by comparison to the full thing being frozen solid. If it is completely blocked off, however, right? If we have the water, yeah, it's really hard to freeze moving water, right? It is constantly moving, so that kinetic energy, it's like it's not allowing that ice to freeze over. So more often than not, you're gonna have like caps like this, and then like there will still be water flowing out underneath, right? But if there is enough ice and the thing gets blocked off, right? Let's say that this is, the waterfall gets completely blocked and we have like a layer of ice up here, right? What would be left instead is we still have these rock faces and then like the ice underneath here. What may happen instead is we may have remnants of the waterfall. So there might maybe like some icicles growing where it once was. There may be some like maybe more shiny where the waterfall once was because of like the frozen over ice, right? But you will probably never see a waterfall mid-air frozen solid. If you see it frozen all the way down, you actually may be able to see the water still flowing underneath that first layer of ice. Like, it's almost like it's created a straw. But it's very rare that you will see a waterfall just completely frozen solid. That probably will not happen. However, if you live in Canada, I've seen this more frequently than I've seen this, where I am. Like the little cap that happens when the waterfall flows out and it comes back down to the lower area. There's like a local lake that has like a little waterfall and it does that. Or a little pond. Alright. Yeah, frozen waterfalls look really neat in person. They're pretty cool. Give me a second, because that's about it for the lesson portion, by the way. Let me just grab, because I don't remember what won the poll. In a secluded cave. Oh, you guys are gonna make me drop rocks. It's okay. Beautiful note sheet. Thank you. All my note sheets look like. In a secluded cave. Yep. You guys are forcing me to drop rocks. Okay, that's fine. So with the poll, again, subscribe if you want to see the community polls. We will be... So you can be notified on when community polls are posted and when they show up. We will be drawing a waterfall in a secluded cave today. So I'll be doing a small little background with that. Gonna make this pixel size a bit smaller. Actually, let me close Photoshop first and then reopen it so that we can let it reload. She's dying a little. Rocks are so hard to draw. I hate drawing rocks. Rocks are, like, so complicated. This guy, reimagine Drew is how to draw rocks? Well, let's go. Everybody voted rocks because Jessie rocks. I appreciate that. Draw something. I want to make this kind of small. I want to make this like cute. In a secluded cave, you say. I had no... I think I did have an idea and I just completely forgot what it was. Let's see here. We could have it so it's like, we have like the cave. And there's like water here. And there's like an opening up here. And there's water flowing down over the cave entrance. So it's almost like it's being hidden. Like that. Yeah. And then we can have like grass and vines coming down. Love hidden waterfall cave entrances. Yeah, man. You can have it so then there's like a couple of rock faces coming like this. This is my, like, tiny amount of planning that goes into this. And just like, why don't I just do this? Yeah, man. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll say that it's not too... I want to make this water clear, so we'll say that these are very, like, gently flowing waterfalls. Like, they're not going too intensely. We'll say that they're just kind of gentle and flowing down. I think it would be nicer if... No, I don't want to... Because I don't want to... Yeah, because the cave is already perfectly there. So I could do this. There needs to be more space down here if that's the case. Yeah. Okay, well if I'm gonna add more space down there anyway, it might be better if this then is further down here. And we have a little boat. Hi Evie! Welcome in. ASMR waterfalls? Am I talking in like an ASMR voice right now? This is just like my like really tired resting voice. You know, I don't really want the person there. I'm trying to force this person in here. I don't know if I'd like it, but I feel like it's missing something. Maybe I should just change where the person is. I'm like, I don't want to make them super small because I want this cave to be, like, normal size. I actually don't want this to be, like, crazy. Little cave dragon, no person. Or maybe I can just... Who said they needed to be in a boat? So true. I'm a genius. Okay. This is not a discovered cave. No person needed. I kind of want... Because here's a little strategy for people who want to get into background work. A great way to show off scaling is by adding a person or a boat or something in there. Because that helps show off the actual size of what it is that you're illustrating, because it gives you that point of reference. So I'm like, I feel like this is missing that point of reference, so I want to add a person in there to bring it back. Thank you. Because it's like right now there's kind of just a cave here, and it's like there's no real clear indicator of how big it actually is. So by adding a person in here, that gives you that clear indication of how big this cave properly is. Sure, let's go with this. Expert tip by Jessie. This is a short. Okay. Frog and a lily pad. I did want to add the lily pads. I will add the lily pads for you. Would there be an animal instead? The problem with animals is that it's like, there are, like with a person, it's a little bit more recognizable as like, oh, this is the size of this. right? People, boats, stuff like that. It really helps show off the feeling of something. Animals are fine, but it has to be a lone animal. And then it has to be a main focal point as well. So I'm like, all of this will be very blue, very green. This person is going to be like, you know, skin toned. So that's gonna pop out a bit more. Make the frogs bigger than the human. Almighty frog guarding the cave. No, I won't do that. Cool. This is good enough. I'm really feeling there's an artist who illustrates like this. It's all no pen pressure. What they do is they like how they line is they like color in like the big shape first. Like say if it's like a bush, they do the big shape first like this. And then they might add like some details here or there. Just to give the vibe. And they might change up the forms in here as well. Kind of like that. And they don't line it. What they do is they just add a stroke in Photoshop. Like an outline and call it a day. And like, it looks great, actually. Like, you'd think that that's not, like, that's kind of like a lazy, kind of like not great way of working. It actually looks fantastic. And I'm like, I would love to try that at some point for, like, background work. Obviously, they don't use black. They use, like, a brown. But it looks really, really good. And I'm like, I really want to try it. I just can't remember the name of the artist for the life of me. Reminds you of 3D models made to look 2D. Yeah. It's... Oh, I can't remember the name of the artist. So she's done a lot of foliage. She's done a lot of, like... I want to say it's Liliums. I don't think that's it, though. No, it's not. Yes, Klaus didn't do that. But no, Droll Fox, it's the other way around. It's 2D made to look 3D, I think. Right? Was Klaus 2D or 3D? Yeah, Klaus is 2D made to look 3D. It was the opposite way. So Klaus was actually done all in 2D. Yeah. Alexis Reeves? This is not who I'm thinking of. If you're trying to find the artist for me, this is not who I'm thinking of. They have such a... They work in mostly yellows and greens and reds. They're very warm. Like, they have a very warm-toned palette. Klaus is super good, yeah. Like, she works mostly in warm palettes, does a lot of buildings. Oh, you know what? I know exactly how to find this artist. Cheryl something. Cheryl. Oh, what's her name? SciSketch. SciSketch is her name. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Here, I'll show you the portfolio. So, this person... Like, do you see what I mean? They kind of just... They don't really line a lot. They use, like, the outline tool on Photoshop, and they just call it a day. And it's like, you know? It looks great! I'm like, I don't know how to... You see this? Like, all of these leaves are just, like, it's the color, and then they use... just the outline tool in Photoshop. Like, they use the stroke in Photoshop and they called it a day. And you know what? It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a really fun style. They've got a great sense of color, great sense of lighting. And it, like, helps carry the style itself. It's really, really good. Oh, these comics are so cute. I want to make a comic that's like monochromatic. Oh, it's 100% saves time. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm finding myself like slowly shift into a simpler style as well. Like, I'm sure you've all noticed. Like, I'm slowly starting to go to like a non-weighted way of working. I don't know, it's been giving me an energy that I enjoy. It's just a little bit different than the way that I used to work when I was younger. But I think it's important for everyone to find their own voice in their work and what they like. Because, you know, there are so many, like, similar art styles out there, and I think it's important for you to figure out what it is that you enjoy. Or that you want to see in your own work. The second that you're able to find your own voice in your work, in the way that you work, your work goes from, like, good to, like, great. Yeah, size sketch. Size sketch. I am unfortunately a sucker for line art, so I don't think I would be able to do the Photoshop outline trick that much, because I love the line art process. It's like one of my favorite processes. Like, I just love being able to line things. I think I might be close to finding my style, but who knows? It could change completely later on. I have said to myself, I think I know my style, like, maybe like 7, 8 times now. If you keep on drawing, your style will evolve. It doesn't matter whether you think you found your style or not. It's like, it will be like years and years and years until you stagnate. You honestly probably never will. For reference, right? Pablo Picasso, his style, the one that we know the best, showed up when he was, like, close to death. Like, the style that we know Pablo Picasso for the best, he didn't have until he was much, much older. And before that, he was actually a realist. He worked, like, hyper-realistically. And then he because the blue period was not part of his what do you call it? Part of his Cubist movement. The blue period was more semi-realistic, more stylized, but it was not Cubism. And lots of people know blue period. Overall, though, I just don't think it's important to worry about style right now. It's only his final style because it was his final style. Yeah, pretty much, exactly. Trident gum and Orbit gum each has so much flavor. I have no clue what Orbit is. I am annoying and I chew 5 gum. And sometimes Trident. What made you get really into art? The want to be a professional. I have been drawing since I actually had this conversation with my students today, exclamation point classes. We had like, they were, some of them were talking about like, it's like, oh, I grew up with like, one of them was saying that they had started off by just kind of doodling whatever, and then they got really into Wings of Fire, and then they started drawing. I have been drawing since I can remember. Like, it has never been like, oh, this is what made me get into drawing. I have been drawing quite literally my entire life. I just don't know a time where I was not drawing. What made me start to get serious about art was the want for a career, in the industry. But quite literally, I've just been drawing my entire life. Like, I just don't... It wasn't one single thing. It was like, I picked up a pencil at one point, and then I just didn't put it down. You know? It was never a, oh, this is the catalyst. This is what got me into art. This is what... Like, nope. I have just always been drawing. It's just not really I can't really pinpoint a time. Like, I can pinpoint different phases of my art. Like, there was a time where I got really into, like, Yoshi. I was playing Yoshi's Island for the DS, and I got really into those characters and started drawing those a lot. 2009, I played my very first Kirby game, and have never stopped drawing Kirby. Oh, I should have drawn Kirby! I want to draw Kirby in this composition. That's perfect. Who cares about this person? I'm gonna draw Corb. I also got really into Wings of Fire at one point to give you a whole new approach to drawing dragons. Yeah, Corbs. But yeah, no, I've just always been an artist. It's never been like oh, I wasn't drawing one day, and then I got really into this, and then that's what made me an artist. Like, nope, I have just always been drawing. My entire family is comprised of artists, so I've been very used to being surrounded by that crowd. But yeah. Kirby and his little floaties. Oh, Kirby and a floaty! Oh my god. Because Kirby in the games, when he's on water, he has a little floaty. Looks like that. The most genius idea. Yes, thank you. Alright, chat, what's worse to draw, rocks or water? My vote is for rocks. What do we hate drawing more? What is of the two, what do we dislike drawing more? Rocks, yeah, me too. I am also team rocks. Rocks derogatory. I am not a fan of drawing rocks. Rocky water, fair enough. I actually enjoy drawing water because I have a very simple way of approaching it. It's hard. I love drawing rocks. I can't draw rocks. Team rocks. Team rocks for like the thing that I will bully more. Team Rocket blasting off again. I've mentioned it before. My brother and I, like, my name is like, you know, my nickname for a while. Is like Jessie, and then my brother's name is James. So the way that my dad would call the two of us is he would go like, Team Rocket, let's go, because that's just a concise way to say both of our names. Completely still water, that's real. Team Rocket. No, I can't stand drawing rocks. Reimagined you are stronger than I. I cannot stand drawing rocks. I'm not a rock fan. Because I'd say water. That's fair. Just finished a drawing that has a waterfall. It turned out pretty bad, so this will be helpful. Let's go. You draw water better, though. I'm glad you're the one teaching. I appreciate it. I kind of just, like... I have no real process for water or rocks. I kind of just, like, I look at a reference, I do it kind of thing. I'm like, it's one of those things where, like, I don't really have, like, a concrete method. Which is why I kind of struggle to teach it. It's the same thing with rocks. I'm like, I have no concrete method. I look at a reference, I figure it out. These ones I'm kind of just doing off the top of my head. I'm like, they don't look amazing, but they're good enough, I think. My best friend drew some really good rocks recently, and I was like, man, how'd you do that? Speaking of, check out Reimagine's rock tutorial. I will eventually. If one of you wants to DM it to me, that'd be great. Next video should be you teaching us how to draw rocks. That will not be the next video. Speaking of rocks, I'm currently drawing a mask made out of rocks, and I'm not having fun, let me tell you that. That's vibes. Will we draw whatever you tell me to? No. I draw whatever I want. If you give me an idea and I like the idea, I will draw it. But, like, I am being forced. I'm never being forced to draw whatever you guys want me to draw. I like rocks. I love to collect rocks. I like touching rocks. I think rocks are very fun. I like shiny rocks. I have a friend who really loves collecting crystals, and I was like, and she was like, oh, I don't really believe in all, like, the stuff that's, like, surrounding crystals. I kind of just really like shiny things, so I collect crystals because I just like the look of rocks. And I was like, you know, that's really valid of you. I agree completely. She's like, yeah, no, I don't really believe in, like, the healing powers of crystals or whatever. I kind of just like the way that crystals look, and I like their vibe. And I was like, you know, that's fair enough. I agree. I also like the look of quartz and amethyst. Sorry, I just, like, I'm like, this doesn't look right. Let me just fix that. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm kind of, like, focusing for a second because I need to fix this perspective going on here. Rocks, putty, and sparkle. I love the clink noises they can make. One of my favorite rocks, I have a slate because I like its sound. That's real. What is my favorite rock that I have? I have a really big chunk of just, like, quartz that I enjoy. Steven Universe fans materializing before your eyes. What's the theme for this month? Like that monthly prompt thing? It is amazing architecture. Tomorrow will be the last day that they will be displayed, though. Because we will be taking a 2-week break for the holidays next week. Do you know what has the top tier noise? You know what is the top tier noise? You take a bunch of like acorns and you kind of roll them together. Yeah, that. The hollow kind of clack 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 noise. It's like those, you ever see those like bead soup channels? Those. That is the top tier noise. That is the superior noise. Personally, I like what rocks? This stupid emote thing is closing it. Sodalite rocks. Pretty underrated. That's vibes. I personally very much like Alexandrite. I think that one's a pretty cool rock. I can draw faces on rocks. That's vibes. I'm gonna move Corb over, actually, because he's a little close here. So I can actually push you over to the side here, and this is fine. Yeah. Much better. Woo! Lines! Don't mind me as I get, like, the perfect rock color. Or I attempt to get the perfect rock color. I don't really like ASMR. No, neither do I. I'm not an ASMR person. It does nothing for me. It's like I watch ASMR and I'm just like, these are sounds. These are certainly sounds that are happening. I think the only one that I like is the soup. I actually really like, no, that's not true. I really like cooking ASMR. I'm like, it doesn't do anything for me. I just like the sounds. I'm like, it doesn't cause the ASMR thing that's supposed to happen, but I just really like the sounds of cooking. Oh, I hate the whispering. The whispering sucks. I enjoy watching just silent cooking. I'm like the sounds of like mixing a bowl or the sound of the stove turning on or whatever. I love watching baking. There's like a lot of like Japanese channels that do like baking and there's like no words. Like there's no words, there's no nothing like that. You just get to watch a cool pie being made. And I'm like, heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Lego cooking stop motion. Nah, man, I want the real thing. You want to see if I can do a challenge? You want to see if I can make this all look like it's all under shade? Without actually adding any multiply layers? Let's do that, as a treat. So then all I need to do is add a light layer and then I should be good to go. A Chinese woman in the mountain that carves her own ingredients and cooks them. It's so serene. I don't know that one, no. There's a Korean person that pops up on my timeline sometimes, and it's like, they make, I don't know the gender. They make like a bunch of really cool things. You know what I like? I like the knife channel. You know the guy who just makes a bunch of random knives out of random things? Like the bismuth knife. It was ridiculous. I loved it. What was I gonna do? There we go. I have not watched it, no. It's... A lot of Vivzi's work is not my humor, so I tend to just get kind of meh about a lot of it. I don't hate it, I don't love it. I was, however, told to watch The Amazing Digital Circus, and I did watch that with my friends, and it did rock. It was very good. Oh, I shouldn't have replied to that question. Well, I didn't say the name, so we're okay. I have watched The Boy and the Heron. I watched it like 2 days after it came out. Amazing, amazing movie. I highly recommend it. It's one of, like, I won't, no spoilers because it did just come out. It is one of Ghibli's weirder ones. It's one of those ones where you probably have to watch it a few times to like understand it fully. But it's a great time. It's really, really good. Highly recommend it. For those who are thinking about seeing it. I did very, very much enjoy it. Sorry, I want to make these rocks a bit warmer. There we go. I have not watched The Owl House. I have a lot of students who have, and they're like really, really into it. And they're like, Jessie, you gotta watch The Owl House. And I was like, I'll watch The Owl House like at some point, and then I never have. I think the one that I've been watching with my partner lately is I've been watching Hilda, like on Netflix. No spoilers, please. I'm only on season 2. But it's been really, really good so far. Pronounced Ghibli or Ghibli? It's Ghibli. Like I've only ever heard it being pronounced Ghibli. I think Miyazaki pronounces it Ghibli as well. I could be wrong. But like I remember like most people just saying Ghibli. It's so good, so underrated. I don't think it's underrated. I think it got very popular. But Hilda's really, really good. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like if Gravity Falls didn't have as dry humor as it did. And again, no shade on Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls also slaps, but this is kind of like a more dramatic Gravity Falls, methinks. Eight out of 10 for The Boy and the Heron. I'd give it 9.5. 8 out of 10 is what I'd give Totoro, and Totoro's like one of my least favorite Ghiblis. Like, I think The Boy and the Heron was just really, really good. I very much enjoyed it. But yes, to each their own, to each their own. I think I know my color theory pretty well, because I can color pick blue in the green area. Or at least something bluer. Have I watched all the Ghibli movies? I've watched a good chunk. There's very few that I haven't seen. But I have watched a good chunk of them, yes. I think I haven't seen The Wind Rises. Which ones have I not seen? I haven't watched a lot of the shorter ones. Yes, Gravity Falls is the one with Bill Cipher. Let me see. Ghibli. I've not seen The Wind Rises. Yes, I've seen Ponyo. Yes, I've seen Grave of the Fireflies. Yes, I've seen Howl's Moving Castle. Yes, I've seen Mononoke. Yes, I've seen Arrietty. Yes, The Castle in the Sky. Yes, and Nausicaa. Yes, Tales of Earthsea. Yes, Cat Returns. Yes, Totoro. Yes, Spirited Away. No to Whisper the Heart. No to When Marnie Was There. No to Ocean Waves. No to Only Yesterday. No to On Poppy Hill. Yes to Porco Rosso. No to Kaguya. No to Earwig. Yes to Kiki. Yes to Pompoko. It's like I've done a lot of the really popular ones. I haven't watched, like, most of the romantic ones I haven't seen. Because I really want to watch Whisper of the Heart. I really want to watch The Wind Rises. I really want to watch From Up and Poppy Hill. I haven't seen those three. I've also not seen Ocean Waves. But I've seen maybe like a third. I've seen like maybe like 2/3 of the Ghibli films. Watch Poppy Hill. Yeah, From Up on Poppy Hill is really good. Or it's not. I don't know. It's really good, but I've heard it's really good. Unfortunately, I knew the ending of Grave of the Fireflies because it was kind of spoiled for me. Have not seen She-Ra. No, She-Ra is one of my dad's favorite shows, though. Ponyo's so cute. No, I love Ponyo. That movie was my very first Ghibli, because I watched it around the time it came out. The Boy and the Heron is my second Ghibli that I've seen in theaters. I saw Arrietty in theaters when it first came out. Really, really good film. Who's my dad's favorite character from She-Ra? I don't know. That one I don't know. It's been a while because he has finished it, so he doesn't... I don't know which one is his favorite. But he was watching it, he's like, Jess, you gotta watch She-Ra, and I was like, I'll watch it eventually, and I never did. But he really enjoyed it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding a bit of distortion to where the water is because of the refraction that would happen. Would make the shapes, even if this water is like crystal clear, the shapes that would happen would not be perfect coming through. So I'm kind of creating that sort of funkiness with the water. Coraline is legit horror. I don't understand how it's okay for kids. Coraline's not that scary. It definitely was, like, really scary to me as, like, a child. 100%. But, like, me as an adult, I'm like, it's not that bad. Then again, I'm also a horror lover. Coraline, I avoided like the plague when it first came out because it scared the crap out of me. Because I was just scared of everything as a child. You know what was scary at the time of it coming out? Monster House. Monster House was terrifying. That one I don't understand. That one I really don't understand. I'm like, that was for kids? Again, watching it as an adult, not that bad. But as a child, that movie was not okay. It's so bad for Coraline's other dad. Yeah. Great film. I need to watch more Laika films. I really haven't seen that many. Like, I feel like I've watched Kubo, I've watched Coraline, I've watched Paranorman. But even Paranorman I watched really recently. Like, that was not a film that I saw that long ago. Thank you. The book is more scary? I would assume so. Apparently the book is terrifying. I had my cousin was really into the book. I remember her reading it around the time that the movie had come out. Because unlike me, my cousin has always been a horror junkie, so she always loved that kind of thing. Nine is freaky. Oh man, I haven't thought about this movie in years. No, I have not seen this movie. It came out when I was very young, and at the time I was not really into this kind of thing. Maybe I should watch it now. Tried to get my friends to watch it a sleepover, and they got too freaked out. Yeah, I'm the friend who gets their friends to watch things for, like, sleepovers and whatever. Woo. I love color picking with no multiply layer. It makes me feel so smart. Is that a blobfish? No, it's Corby. It's Corb. I am so, like I've been using multiply layers for so long that it's gotten to the point where I can kind of just, like, I'm like, yeah, I know what color to pick here. I'm like, I don't really need the multiply layer that much. Kirby. My baby. I am so, like... I remember when, like, the Forgotten Lands was announced. I had, like so many people text me. They're like, Jess, did you hear the new Kirby game? And I was like, bro, I was there! I was so hyped. I was so excited. And you know what? I 100%ed that game, so... And I don't do that much. Water. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this entire piece in 2 layers, just for fun. Just as it's a fun little thing for me, and me only. You don't have to do this ever. This is just for me. Highlights. Thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm honestly not great with water either. I'm just kind of like, I enjoy drawing water. I struggled when we did that water tutorial, dude. I was not okay. I was like, I don't know how to teach this, bro. Maybe that's not the thing you want to hear from your instructor, but I think it's important to stay human. I'm not the best at everything, and I'm still learning. I'd rather have honesty than a high and mighty teacher. It's true, same. Sometimes the best way to learn is to teach others. It's true. I realized that, like, when I started teaching, I became, like, a way better artist. Because it was kind of like giving myself refreshers, too. Like, especially when it's figure drawing week, my poses, like, improve tenfold. I have indeed seen The Amazing Digital Circus. It's a great time. It's really, really well animated. It's a cool story. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's one of the reasons I like critting people so much. I also like critting people. It's why I do it for my job. I'm always so, like, cautious about critique, though, because I'm like, I don't want to give anybody misinformation. So I'm like, I especially scrutinize, like, the level that this person is at, and I'm like, okay, no, I probably can't help. So I just don't answer, especially if I think that the person is, like, far better than I am. But yeah. Who's my favorite character? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I think they're all really fun. I don't think there's any where I'm like, this character is, like, easily super good. Like, I really like Jax, but, like, I think that, like, that's just, like, my bias towards, like, smug characters. I really love, like, laid-back smug characters. Like, I think that they're just always so fun. I want to drink the water, yes. Night perfectly crystal clear. Shield and I tell the server kids it's okay to comment on other people's art and how they might be able to improve it because only you have your eyes. It's true. Why do I want to eat art? I don't know. Maybe you should, like, eat food instead, though. It's perfect already. I'm not even done. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best. I don't draw waterfalls that often. I feel like it's just a thing that I just don't draw that much. Like, maybe I should. I don't know. but art looks better to eat. You know, you do you. I know that meme, don't worry. I'm just old. I'm not even that old. I'm just, like, tired. The highlights make the water look really refreshing to drink. Yeah, man. I wanted to make something... I wanted to make them feel refreshing. Yeah, I knew if I had just multiply layered all this would take, like, no time at all. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just give myself an art challenge just for fun. For those of you popping in, if you just look at my layers right now, there's 2. All I picked, baby! That's what we love to see. Hello, Colfer! Welcome in! Beautiful piece you submitted. Isn't that fun, how light this color looks? By comparison to because of, like, the color of, like, everything else around it. Really, it's a mid-tone. White stands out way more on this, but it looks so bright because of just all the color that it's surrounding, and I think that's really cool. It looks like mint chip ice cream. You know, I will disagree, but that's okay. If it's like mint chip ice cream to you, don't eat it, but I appreciate the compliment. Hello, Joe Fox. Welcome back. Thank you. I guess the downside to me deciding to do this is that I have to focus more, so I'm talking less. This generation of artists will go one day to the Louvre and be kicked out soon after looking at the paintings. How do I select the colors? I am really good at color theory. I kind of just, like, I understand that there is probably a shadow that is blue tinted on everything, so I just kind of made every color darker and colder to what it normally would be, and that way I can kind of just color match with my eyes based on what it is that I need. So in this case, it's like, oh, like I know that this color, this light, like this, I want this water to be kind of greenish. So I'm like, okay, for my shadow color, I'm gonna lean it closer to, or it's gonna be like quote unquote blue water, but I want my shadows to be a bit colder, so I leaned it towards farther into green, but then I desaturated it so it would look more like a shadow color. It might be a bit off, actually. This might be better if it's like, if it's farther here, now that I think about it. Yeah, that's actually better. I leaned it in the wrong direction, but yeah, very similar idea. Actually, I kind of like the look of the other one more. It makes it a bit swampier. Color 3 playlist. Use your whole freaking background while I'm still in my stone mask. Right? I'm not done yet. Still gotta do all the highlights, my guy. Don't beat yourself up. Keep on it, my guy. I'm sure the more you work at it, the better it'll be. Especially as you get stronger with artwork too, you'll get faster and you'll get better at doing stuff off the top of your head, so. Worry not about me, my friend. Cool. I can't eat art, but can I drink it? Maybe if you can find somehow to be able to, like, if you are somehow able to drink the water that is in this piece, I will allow it. Fun fact, traditional artists eat gouache. Source? Me. I am the source. I am the one who eats the gouache. Do not eat gouache. I'm just prefacing that. Don't eat gouache. Isn't that fun? Look at how color interacts with one another. Did I spell gouache wrong? Perhaps. I didn't check. Just found out how to extract water from the art. Got you. Hi, IL. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad you find them informative. Ugh, this one's still. It is gonna be a green, huh? Okay. Green! Even though technically that's yellow. Help! I cast Create Destroy Water and accidentally annihilated my painting. Oh god. Okay, but Create Destroy Water is one of the funniest spells. You can do so much with it. It's a real place. I believe you. Yeah, I do remember seeing a place similar to this. I just don't know what it's called, so perhaps that's it. I think you know how colors and lighting works until you do a digital painting and you're confronted with your skill issues. I understand completely. I just try to do my best. Tis all I can ask for and all I can do. I beg of you, give me the water. You're gonna have to get it yourself, man. I can't get into this. It's really funny. Every time that I would do traditional painting, my instructors would be like, "Oh, you paint like a digital artist," and then I go to digital painting, and then I paint something, and my instructor's like, "Oh, you paint like a traditional artist." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I do." I'm like, I don't know, man. I just kind of I paint. I don't know what my methods are like. I just kind of do what I gotta do. Apologies that I'm not talking much. I am focusing. I'm focusing kind of hard. So, I'm trying to, like, multitask a little bit. Isn't just versatile like that? No, I think I just have a really weird way of working. I'll be 100%. I tried coffee today, and the ratio of coffee to milk was like 1 to 2,763. Yeah, no, I am the type, if I'm gonna have coffee, I need it to be sweet. I can't have, like, really bitter coffee. Or else I'm like, man, this sucks. I'm like, I like lattes, and that's about it. I have a really hard time drinking water, so this helps me so much, so thank you, of course. So satisfying adding the highlights back in, like, ah, yes, that's what was missing. Much nicer. Now what's left to do is color the lines, and I think that we can call this one done. While learning digital art and I'm getting my first professional tablet, are there any drawing programs you would suggest? Honestly, anything. Like, there's so many different drawing programs, you could really pick almost anything. A good starter one, I think, you might want to start nice and easy. I'd suggest going with, like, Fire Alpaca or something, because it's also free. You could also try Krita if you would like. I will say Krita kind of digs you into a hole, just because it has very proprietary functions. But yeah, honestly, anything. Like, you could really try most things and you'd be good to go. Yeah, don't start with Photoshop like I did. And you're probably good to go. Kirby getting a good dose of subsurface scattering, so true. I'm just like, I could so add, like, some, like, gradients to this, but I kind of just don't want to. But I also kind of do, because it's bothering me that there aren't any. I'm kind of like, man, I should probably add some gradients to this. Kind of just the thing I'm feeling right now, because it's feeling a little empty, in my opinion. Unfortunately, this does mean that I do need to add another layer. So, total is, what do you call it? Woo! Total is 4 layers, SMH. And look at that. That changed a lot. Yeah, man. Color changes everything. Your lighting. I'll always say it, the final adjustments are really what help bump up a piece. Yeah, without, with. See that? Nice big difference. And then, all I've really got to do is just, like, put these in here. What I'm gonna do is just a slight color adjust. For fun. Image adjustments. gradient map. I'm gonna test this one first. Let's see how I feel about it. No, but that makes it colder. I don't think I like that. I want it warmer. Gradient map by Beloved, yeah. I hate how the 80-20 rule is so true because I really do get caught up in the little details that do not matter. I have stopped zooming in that much. I feel like I just don't do it that much anymore. But yeah, it's super true. You should probably... Isn't that fun? Look at that. I can do that. Overlay there. Turn that up a little more. Lovely. Nice. Without, with. Right? You kind of see how it warms it all up a little bit. And that gives us a nice... And I'll just do a soft vignette for fun as well. This will kind of help us focus on our main focal point more. Again, without, with. You can see how that changes things as well. When people tell you not to add gradients, they really just mean be really sparing with them. Because they can be used really strategically. You just gotta know how to use them. Right? There we go. Nice. You can really tell those two focal points really easily. Amazing how much the temperature of a lighting can adjust the piece. It's true. The blue reflection from the water. Yeah, man. You gotta have that. Ugh. It's 0.2 seconds away from good to better. Yeah, it's the final adjustments are really what sell a piece, in my opinion. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do my fun little final thing. I'm just gonna make it look a bit dreamier. Blur that, lower the opacity. So now it's kind of got a softer look to it. And then I'm also going to merge this. The filter, noise, add noise. Do that. Lower that opacity all the way down. Nice. And now it gives it this kind of grainy feel as well. Super, super subtle. Doesn't do that much. But yet it still helps with the visual effects a bit more. Yeah, I think I can call that one done. I think I can call this one done. I like this. I think this one was cute. Maybe I should have added more green. I don't know. I think it's cute overall though. With that though, that is 5 o'clock. Thank you all so much for joining with me today. Again, don't know too much about us. Hi, first time at the channel. Welcome back, or welcome in. We are not just a YouTube channel, we're also an art studio. Be sure to check us out, wingcanvas.com. Check out the classes that we offer. Fall term just ended today, actually. I taught my final classes of the year. Winter camps are coming up, and then when the year comes to a close, we will have our winter term in the new year that I will be teaching once again. If you would like to see this file and the lesson in their entirety, you will have to join our Discord, !Discord. The JPEGs will be uploaded there for you to enjoy, for you to check out. But if you would like my working files, this one has a lot less layers than, like, normal, but if you would like to check out my working files or any of the other instructors' working files, you are going to have to join our Patreon, wingcampus.com Patreon, or the Wing Campus Patreon, or become a YouTube member for channel perks, emotes, sub badges, and working files. Alright, next week... Or, so yeah, sorry, not next week. Tomorrow, Iggy will be streaming. He'll be, I believe it's Iggy, yes? Let me double check. Yes, Iggy will be streaming tomorrow. He'll be drawing miniature homes for y'all, and then that will be the final stream of the year. And then we will be back come the new year on the 7th. I will be here. I believe it's me first. I could be wrong. But tomorrow will be our last stream of the year. So make sure to join us over there for that. But alright. Thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see y'all next week. Au revoir. Bye-bye.